Hello, I'm Robert, and you're welcome here in my busy little shop. On today's episode of What's on My Workbench, travel totes or bags. The topic today is how I install the handles on a bag. And I think sometimes people are intimidated by something that they don't do on a regular basis. I know when I first approached it, I was like, created this bag, now I need to attach the handles, and I was concerned about messing it up. So let me show you how I do it. There may be other ways out there to do it, but this is the way that I install handles on my travel tote. So we'll get over here on the workbench and I'll get you following along. I do appreciate you taking time to be within the shop today. So the way I do this is I start on the pocket side here to put the handle in. And I guess the first thing I need to do is to create the holes here. And I usually have about 3 inches between the spread of the holes. And once I have one of them established, I will do the others. You can see which side's the top. There are the holes in the handles. And then I've got these little guys here. I'm not sure what I call them. It's just a reinforcement piece for the, it's going to go inside the bag. A lot of times I cut washers, but on this thinner stuff, I like the idea of a continuous strap on the back side. So that's what we're going with here. Typically, my totes are made from like 5-6 ounce leather, and on those I'll cut a 1-inch washer with just a hole punch and then a hole in the center of it, and I use that to back up the screw on the inside of the bag. I've also done some that people wanted the handle sewn to the bag. I've done that as well. I'm going to decide whether I want to put the screw in this top edge or down, but I think on this one, because we want the bag to be kind of floppy, I think I'm going to put it right below the stitch line. So the way I do that is I come over here on the pocket side and I come in 1/4 inch from the edge and below the threads, and I'll make these 2 holes here. Make sure they're the same. Now, typically when I do that, I don't worry about an extra layer of leather here, but since I didn't want this to be just a washer down here, I wanted this flap in there, I'm going to tuck it up in here, so I'll have to trim this top edge a little bit so that it fits where I want it to go. And one of these I noticed I had a little bit of a skived edge there, so I'll trim that off. And yeah, I could have left it square, but I thought this was just the easiest way to do it. So that one will go there with that Chicago screw. All right, it's going to go like that. And then one side is the inside and one side is the outside. That's the inside. And I put this top one in here, and you're probably saying, what about the bottom one? And I'll show you how I do that here in a minute. So let me get this done here. What I'm going to do on this one here, I guess I can do it while we're talking, is I'll come like this, line up my outside edges, and then I'll just line up off that bottom previous one done. And the same thing over here. Make sure I'm still lined up. So I'll go through and put these top Chicago screws in, then we'll be back here in just a moment. So now, on the back side, we have these two, I'll call them washers, oblong washers. I'm going to pull them out of the way, and I'm going to put this over the top of my veg stand here so I don't beat up my cutting surface. And then all I do is I line this up, square it off of this top of the bag, and I drop my square on here, and I line it up there. Okay, now I'm able to put the screws through here, and I'll just line this washer up there. I can see the hole lines up that there. But let me flip it over and I'll show you. I've got one more piece to make. I'm going to put a clip in here hanging off the bottom. And I've got a strap of leather here that I'm going to do that with. Some bird stalking out there. Let me go get a round punch on this. It's going to go in there like this. So another Chicago screw here through the handle, the body of the bag here. Careful to clear fingernail polish. It would put a stain on the suede of the inside of this, which would be not nice. I'm probably getting more in there than I think I am, but if it was any more material here, I would probably go to 1/4 inch, but I think there's plenty. Guess we'll find out, won't we? No, not quite lined up. Pull around one more time. Okay. Now we've got the bag here. We can start to see what she's going to look like. There's that side and that side. Tell you what, I really love this Rushmore leather. I need to get some more of it. It is fairly expensive, but I tell you what, you end up with such a nice result of a bag. And I tell you what, I think that's going to look really nice, and it's tough and durable, and I like the Chicago screw here to help, protect this top corner. And yeah, I think it's pretty nice.